with your white mouse.
Just letting you guys know I'm here for emotional support.
Therefore,
Just let me know if you need any consulting.
Okay, now text Maria.
So we're good
I
now?
need to, at this time, stand by.
You can walk and talk to Maria now. Bring my little thing.
I can caress my leg against your leg and say,
Please, like,
Let me go tell him to stop.
what did you say?
Nothing.
Nothing yet.
She doesn't have to. She said no. I think she's. Tell her Maria said no. She can't.
Maria said no.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Therefore,
alright, we're back. Lap number 62, the 1996 Dodge Ram.
575, now 600. Did I get 600? 575, now 600. Bid 600, 575, now 600. Can I get 600 on this one? 575, now 600. Bid 600. Sold it 575. Sold it 575. Lot number 63 is going to be 2000 GMC Sierra. Lot number 65 is the 2005 the 2000, 2000 GMC Sierra. 375, not 400. 400, not 4 and a quarter. Bid 4 and a quarter. 400, not 4 and a quarter. Bid 4 and a quarter. Sold it 400. Sold for 400. Lot number 65 is going to be the 2005 GMC Yukon. Lot number 65 is the 2005 GMC Yukon. 685, now 700. Bid 700, now 7 and a quarter. 700 on the bid, now 7 and a quarter. Bid 7 and a quarter. 700, now 7 and a quarter. Bid 7 and a quarter. 700 on the bid, now 7 and a quarter. Bid 7 and a quarter. 700, now 7 and a quarter. Bid 725. Sold at 700. Sold for 700. Lot number 66 is going to be the 2006 Dodge Ram. Lot number 66 is a 2006 Dodge Ram. 4.5, not 475. 4.5, now 475. Bid 475. 450, not 475. Bid 475. 475, now 500. 475, now 500. Bid 500, now 5 and a quarter. 5 and a quarter, now 5 and a half. 5 and a quarter, okay, 5 and a half, now 575. 575, now 600. Bid 600. 600, now 6 and a quarter. 6 and a quarter, now 6 and a half. Bid 6 and a half. 6 and a half, now 675. 675, now 700. 7 and a quarter, now 7 and a half. 7 and a quarter. 7 and a half. 7 and a half, now 775. 7 and a half, now 775. Now 800. 800, now 8. 8 and a quarter. 8 and a quarter, now 8 and a half. 8 and a quarter, but 8 and a half, now 875. 875, now 900. 900, now 9 and a quarter. 9 and a quarter, now 9 and a half. 9 and a half, now 975. 975, now 1,000. 975, now 1,000, now 1,050. 1,050, now 1,100. 1,100, now 11 and a half. 11 and a half. 1,100, now 11 and a half. Sold 1,100. Sold 1,100. Lot number 67 is going to be the 2009 Ford Explorer. Lot number 67 is a 2009 Ford Explorer. 7.5 now 775. 7.5 now 775. Bid 775. 7.5, can I get 775 on this one? On the 09 Ford Explorer. 7.5 now 775. Now 800. 775 now 800. Bid 800. 775 now 800. Sold it. 775. Sold for 775. Lot number 68 is going to be the 2007 Dodge Caliber. Lot number 68 is a 2007 Dodge Caliber. 300 now 3 and a quarter. 300 a little bit. Can I get 3 and a quarter? 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half. 3 and a quarter, bid 3 and a half. 3 and a half, now 375. 3 and a half, bid 375, now 400. 375, now 400, 400, now 4 and a quarter, 4 and a half. 4 and a half, now 475, now 500. 475, now 500, now 5 and a quarter, 5 and a quarter, now 5 and a half. 5 and a quarter, bid 5 and a half. Bid 5 and a half. 5 and a quarter, now 5 and a half, now 575. 575, now 600. Bid 600. 575, now 600. 600, now 6 and a quarter. 600 a little bit, now 6 and a quarter, now 6 and a half. 6 and a quarter, now 6 and a half. Bid 6 and a half, now 675. 6 and a half, now 675. Bid 675. 6 and a half, now 675. Sold it. 6 and a half. Sold for 6 and a half. Lot number 69 is going to be the 2006 Ford F-150. Lot number 69 is the 2006 Ford F-150. 875, now 900. Bid 900. 875, now 900. Bid 900. 875, now 900. Now 9 and a quarter. 900 a little bit, now 9 and a quarter, but 9 and a half. 9 and a half, now 9 and a quarter, now 9 and a half. Bid 9 and a half, now 975, now 1,000. 975, now 1,000, now 1,050. $1,000 bid, now 1,050. Bid 1,050. $1,000 bid, now 1,050. Sold it 1,000. Sold for 1,000. Thank you. Lot number 70 is going to be the 2021 Kia Forte. Lot number 70 is the 2021 Kia Forte. 6,000 now 6,1. 6,000 now 6,1. Then I get 6,100. 6,000 now 6,1. Bid 6,1 now 6,2. 6,1 now 6,2. 6,2 now 6,3. 6,3 now 6,4. 6,3 now 6,2. 6,300 now 64. Then I get 6,400 now 65. 6,4 now 6,5. 6,6 now 6,7. 6,7 now 6,8. 6,700 now 68. 68 now 69. 6,900 now 7,000. 6,800 now 7,000. Now 7,000 now 7,100. 7,000 now 71. Bid 7,100 now 73. 71 and a half. 71 now 72. 72 now 73. 72 now 73. Bid 73. 73 now 74 now 75. 74 now 75. Bid 75. 74 now 75. 75 now 76. 75 now 76. Bid 76. 75 now 76. Sold it 7,500. Sold 7,500. Lot number 71 is going to be the 2003 Ford Expedition. Lot number 71 is the 2003 Ford Expedition. 375 now 400. 375 bid 400. 400 now 4 and a quarter. 400 a little bit now 4 and a quarter. Bid 4 and a quarter. $400 bid. Can I get 4 and a quarter? Bid 4 and a quarter. $400. now 425, now 4.5, 4.25, now 475, now 500, 475, now 500, now 500, 500 bid, now 500, then 500, now 5.5, 5.5, now 575, now 600, 575, now 600, then 600, 5.5, now 600, now 6 and a quarter, 600 on bid, now 6 and a quarter, then 6 and a quarter, 600, now 6 and a quarter, 600 on bid, now 6 and a quarter, sold it 600, sold for 600. Lot number 72 is going to be the 2012 Chevrolet Suburban. Lot number 72 is the 2012 Chevrolet Suburban. 12 and a quarter, can I get 1275? Bid 1275, 12 and a quarter, now 1275. Now 13 and a quarter, now 1375. 1375, now 14 and a quarter, 14 and a quarter, now 1475, now 15 and a quarter. 175, now 15 and a quarter, now 1575. 15 and a quarter, now 1475, now 16 and a quarter, 16 and a quarter, now 1675, now 17 and a quarter, now 1775. 1775, now 18 and a quarter, 18 and a quarter, now 1875, 1975, now 2000 and a quarter, 2000, now 2000 and a quarter, 2000 and a quarter, now 2075, 2000 and a quarter, now 2075, then 2075, now 21 and a quarter, 21, 2075, now 21 and a quarter, 21 and a quarter, now 2175, 21 and a quarter, now 2175, then 2175, 21 and a quarter, now 2175, sold it 21 and a quarter, sold it for 21 and a quarter. Lot number 73 is going to be the 2004 Pontiac Grand Prix. Lot number 73 is the 2004 Pontiac Grand Prix. 975, now 1000. Bid 1000. 975, now 1000. Bid 1000. 975, now 1000. Make it $1,000 on this one. 975, now 1000. Bid 1000. Sold it 975. Sold it for 975. Lot number 74 is going to be the 2006 GMC Sierra. Lot number 74 is the 2006 GMC Sierra. 16, now 16 and a half. 600, now 16 and a half. Bid 16 and a half, 16 and a half, now 17. 16 and a half, now 17, now 17 and a half. 1700, now 17 and a half. Bid 1750, 1750, now 18. 17 and a half, now 18. Bid 1800, 17 and a half, now 18. 18, now 18 and a half. 1800, now 18 and a half. Bid 18 and a half, 18 and a half, now 19. 18 and a half, now 19. Bid 1900, 18 and a half, now 19. Bid 1900, 18 and a half, now 19. Sold it 18 and a half. Sold it 18 and a half. Lot number 75 is going to be the 2003 Mazda Tribute. Lot number 75 is the 2003 Mazda Tribute. 2 and a quarter, now 2 and a half. 2 and a half, now 275. Then 275, now 300. 300 a bit, now 3 and a quarter. 3 and a quarter, now 3 and a half. 3 and a quarter, now 3 and a half, now 3 and a half, now 375. 3 and a half, now 375, now 400. 400 a bit, now 4 and a quarter. 400, now 4 and a quarter, now 4 and a half. 4 and a quarter, bit 4 and a half. 4 and a quarter, bit 4 and a half. Sold it 4 and a quarter. Sold 4 and a quarter. Line number 77 is the 2003 GMC Yukon XL 1500. Hold on. Yep.
And that's the last one.
Hold on. Mark it as a pool. Line number 77 is the 2003 GMC Yukon XL 1500. Lot number 77 is a 2003 GMC Yukon XL 1500. This is going to be the last one on the road, so please get up your pictures or we get this truck and trailer turned around. What's this, please?
In front of me.
Alright, 575, now 600. 600, now 6 and a quarter. 6 and a quarter, now 6 and a half, now 675. 6 and a half, now 675, now 700. 700, now 7 and a quarter. Then 7 and a quarter, 7 and a quarter, 7 and a half, now 775, now 8, 8 and a quarter, 8 and a half, now 875. 8 and a half, now 875. Then 875, now 900, now 9 and a quarter, 9 and a quarter, now 9 and a half. 9 and a quarter, but 9 and a half. Then 9 and a half, now 975, now 1000. 975, then 1000, 1000, now 1050. 1150, now 1100, 1100, now 11 and a half, now 12. 11 and a half, now 1200. Then 1200, 11 and a half, now 1200. 1150, now 1200, now 12 and a half. 1200, now 12 and a half. Then 12 and a half, 1200, now 12 and a half. Sold it 1200. 100. Lot number 78 is going to be the 2017 Toyota Corolla IM. Lot number 78 is the 2017 Toyota Corolla IM. So budget now 12 and a half, 12 and a half, now 13. Then 1300, 12 and a half, now 13, now 13 and a half, 13 and a half, now 14. 13 and a half, bid 1400, 13 and a half, now 14, now 14 and a half, now 15, 14 and a half, bid 15. Bid 1500, 15, now 15 and a half, 1500, now 15 and a half. Bid 15 and a half, now 16, now 16 and a half, 1600, now 16 and a half. Bid 16 and a half, 1600, now 16 and a half, now 17, now 17 and a half, 1700, now 17 and a half. Bid 17 and a half, now 18, 17 and a half, now 18. Bid 18, 17 and a half, now 18. Bid 1800, 18 and a half, now 19, 18 and a half, now 19. Bid 1900, 18 and a half, now 19, 19, now 19 and a half, 1900, now 19 and a half, now 2000, 19 and a half, now 2000. Bid 2000, 19 and a half, now 2000. Bid 2000, 2000, now 2050, 2050, now 21. Bid 2100, 2100, now 21 and a half, 21 and a half, 21, now 21 and a half, 2100, now 21 and a half, 21 and a half, now 22, 21 and a half, bid 22. Bid 2200, 21 and a half, now 22, now 22 and a half, 22, now 22 and a half. Bid 22 and a half, 2200, now 22 and a half. 22 and a half, now 23, now 23 and a half. 23, now 23 and a half. Bid 23 and a half, now 24, 23 and a half, now 24. Bid 24, 23 and a half, now 24. Bid 2400, 23 and a half. Sold it 23 and a half. Sold it 23 and a half. Lot number 79 is going to be the 1999 Toyota Corolla. Lot number 79 is the 1999 Toyota Corolla. 300 now 3 and a quarter. 300 pick, and I get 3 and a quarter, 3 and a quarter, now 3 and a half. 3 and a half, now 375. Bid 375, 3 and a half, now 375. 375, now 400, now 4 and a quarter. 400 a bit, now 4 and a quarter. Bid 4 and a quarter, 400, bid 4 and a quarter, now 4 and a quarter, now 4 and a half, now 475. 4 and a half, now 475. Bid 475, 4 and a half, now 475, now 500. 475, now 500. Bid 500, 475, now 500. Bid 500, now 5 and a quarter. 500 a little bit, now 5 and a quarter. Bid 5 and a quarter, 500 a little bit, can I get 5 and a quarter? 500 on this one, now 525. Sold it 500. Sold for 500. Lot number 80 is going to be the 2010 Chevrolet Cobalt. Lot number 80 is the 2010 Chevrolet Cobalt. Alright, 2 and a quarter, now 2 and a half. 2 and a quarter, can I get 2 and a half? 225, bid 250, 2 and a quarter, can I get 2 and a half. 2 and a half, now 275. Bid 275, 2 and a half, can I get 275, now 300. 275, now 300. Bid 300, 2 and a half. 275, now 300. Sold it 275. Sold it 275. Lot number 81 is going to be the 2016 Dodge Dart Rebuild Salvage. Lot number 81 is the 2016 Dodge Dart Rebuild Salvage on this one, folks. 6 and a quarter, now 6 and a half. 6 and a quarter, I get 6 and a half. Bid 6 and a half. 625, now 650. 6 and a quarter, I get 6 and a half. Sold it 6 and a quarter. Sold it for 6 and a quarter. Lot number 82 is going to be the 2015 Nissan Altima. Lot number 82 is the 2015 Nissan Altima. 8 and a quarter, I get 8 and a half. 8 and a quarter, but 8 and a half. Bid 8 and a half. 8 and a quarter, I get 8 and a half. 825, bid 850. Bid 850. 8 and a quarter, I get 8 and a half. 8 and a half, now 875. 875, now 900. Bid 900. 875, now 900. 900, now 9 and a quarter, now 9 and a half, now 975. 9 and a half, now 975. Bid 975, 9 and a half, now 975, now 1,000. 1,000, now 1,050. Bid 1,050, $1,000 bid, now 1,050. 1,050, now 1,100. 1,100, now 11 and a half. Bid 11 and a half, 1,100, now 11 and a half. Sold it 1,100. Sold it for 1,100. Lot number 83 is going to be the 2014 Nissan Sentra. Lot number 83 is the 2014 Nissan Sentra. 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half. 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half, now 375. 3 and a half, now 375. Bid 375, 3.5, now 375, now 400, 400, now 4 and a quarter, 4 and a quarter, now 4.5, now 475. 4.5, now 475. Bid 475, 4.5, now 475. Now 500, 475, now 500, now 5 and a quarter, $500 bid, now 5 and a quarter. Bid 5 and a quarter, $500 bid, now 5 and a quarter, now 5.5, 5.5, now 575, 5.5, now 575. Bid 575, 5.5, can I get 575, now 600, 600, now 6 and a quarter. $600 bid, now $600 bid, now 6 and a quarter. 600 and 6 and a quarter, now 6 and a half, 6 and a quarter, now 6 and a half, 6 and a half, now 675. 6 and a half, now 675. 675, now 700, 700, 700 bid, now 7 and a quarter, now 7 and a half, 7 and a half, now 775. Bid 775, now 800, 775, bid 800. Bid 800, 775, now 800. Sold it 775. Sold for 775. Lot number 84 is going to be the 2006 Honda Accord. Lot number 84 is the 2006 Honda Accord. 2 and a quarter, get a 2.5. 2 and a quarter, can I get 2.5? Bid 2.5, not 275. 2.5, not 275. Bid 275, not 300, not 3 and a quarter. $300 bid, not 3 and a quarter. Bid 3 and a quarter, not 3.5. 3 and a quarter, not 3.5, not 375. 3.5, not 375. Bid 375, 3.5, now 375. Now 400, 375, now 400, now 4 and a quarter. $400 bid, now 4 and a quarter. Bid 4 and a quarter, 400, now 4 and a quarter. Sold it 400. Lot number 85 is going to be the 2016 Chevrolet Impala. Lot number 85 is the 2016 Chevrolet Impala. 9.5, now 975. 975, now 1,000. Bid 1,000, now 75, now 1,000, now 1,050. $1,000 bid, now 1,050. 1,050, now 1,100. 1,050, bid 1,100. Bid 1,100. 1,050, now 1,100. Bid 1,100. Sold it 1,050. Sold it 1,050. Lot number 86 is the 2012 Ford Fusion. Lot number 86 is the 2012 Ford Fusion. 300, now 3 and a quarter. $300 bid, now 3 and a quarter. Bid 3 and a quarter. $300 bid, now 3 and a quarter, now 3.5. 3.5, now 375. 375, now 400. 375, bid 400. Bid 400. 375, now 400, now 4 and a quarter. $400 bid, now 4 and a quarter. Bid 4 and a quarter. 400, now 4 and a quarter, now 4.5. 4 and a quarter, bid 4.5. 425, bid 450. Bid 4.5. 4 and a quarter, now 4.5, now 475. 475, now 500, now 5 and a quarter. 500 bid, now 5 and a quarter. Bid 5 and a quarter. 500, now 5 and a quarter. 500, now 525. Sold it 500. Sold 500. Lot number 87 is going to be the 2015 Chevrolet Sonic. Lot number 87 is the 2015 Chevrolet Sonic. 5 and a quarter, not 5.5. 5 and a quarter, but 5.5. 5.5, not 575, not 600, 6 and a quarter, 6.5, not 675. 6.5, not 675. 675, not 700, not 7 and a quarter, not 7.5. 7 and a quarter, not 7.5. 7.5, not 775. 7.5, not 775. Bid 775, now 800. 775, now 800. Bid 800. 775, can I get 800? 800, not 8 and a quarter. 800, can I get 8 and a quarter? 8 and a quarter, not 8.5. 8 and a quarter, bid 8.5. Bid 8.5. 825, bid 850, now 875. 8.5, now 875. Bid 875. 8.5, now 875. Sold it 8.5. Sold it 8.5. Lot number 88 is going to be the 2011 Mitsubishi Lancer. Lot number 88 is the 2011 Mitsubishi Lancer. No bids on this one. Can I get a $200 bid? Thank you very much. 200, not 2 and a quarter. 2 and a quarter, not 2.5, not 275. 2.5, not 275. Bid 275. 2.5, not 275 on the Mitsubishi Lancer. 275, not 300, not 3 and a quarter. $300 bid, not 3 and a quarter. Bid 3 and a quarter. 300, not 3 and a quarter, not 3.5. 3.5, not 375, not 400. 375, not 400. 400, not 4 and a quarter. $400 bid, not 4 and a quarter. 4 and a quarter, not 4.5, not 475. 4.5, not 475. Bid 475. 4.5, not 475. Now 500. 475, not 500, not 5 and a quarter. $500 bid, not 5 and a quarter. 5 and a quarter, not 5.5. 5 and a quarter, not 5.5. Bid 5.5. 5 and a quarter, not 5.5. 525, now 550. Sold it 5 and a quarter. Sold for 5 and a quarter. Lot Lot number 89 is going to be the 2008 Lincoln MKZ. Lot number 89 is the 2008 Lincoln MKZ. 5.5, not 575. 5.5, can I get 575? Bid 575, 5.5, not 575. Now, hold on, now 600. Can I get a 600 bid? 600, now 6 and a quarter. 600, now 6 and a quarter, now 6.5. 6.5, now 675. 675, now 700. 675, now 700, now 7 and a quarter. 7 and a quarter, now 7.5. 7 and a quarter, now 7.5. Bid 7.5. 7 and a quarter, now 7.5. Bid 7.5. Now 775. 775, now 800. 775, now 800. Bid 800. 775, now 800. Bid 800. 775, now 800. Now 8 and a quarter. Bid 8 and a quarter. 8 and a quarter, now 8 and a half. 8 and a quarter, now 8 and a half. Bid 8 and a half. 8 and a quarter, now 8 and a half. 8 and a half, now 875. 875, now 900. 875, now 900. Bid 900. 875, now 900. Now 9 and a quarter. 9 and a quarter, now 9 and a half. 9 and a quarter, now 9 and a half. Bid 9 and a half. 925, bid 950. Now 975. 975, now 1,000. 975, bid 1,000. Bid 1,000. 975, now 1,000. Sold it. 975.
14, fire 14, 140.
All right. Lot number 90 is going to be the 2000 Chevrolet Blazer. Lot number 90 is the 2000 Chevrolet Blazer. 475, not 500. 475, can I get 500? Bid 500, not 5 and a quarter. 500, bid, not 5 and a quarter. Bid 5 and a quarter, not 5 and a half. 5 and a quarter, not 5 and a half. 5 and a half, not 575. 5 and a half, not 575. Bid 575, 575, now 600. 575, now 600. Bid 600, now 6 and a quarter. 600 bid, now 6 and a quarter. Bid 6 and a quarter. 600, now 6 and a quarter. 600 bid, can I get 6 and a quarter? Sold it. 600. Sold for 600. Lot number 91 is going to be the 2013 Chevrolet Spark. Lot number 91 is the 2013 Chevrolet Spark. 5 and a quarter, not 5 and a half. 5 and a quarter, 5 and a half. 5 and a half, not 575. 5 and a half, not 575, not 600. 600, not 6 and a quarter, not 6 and a half, not 675. 675, not 700, not 7 and a quarter. 7 and a quarter, not 7 and a half. Then 7 and a half, not 775. 7 and a half, now 775. 775, now 800. 800, now 8 and a quarter. $800 bid, can I get 8 and a quarter? 8 and a quarter, now 8 and a half. 8 and a quarter, but 8 and a half. 8 and a half, now 875. 875, now 900, now 9 and a quarter, 9 and a quarter, 9 and a half, now 975, now 1,000. Now 1,000, now 1,050. Bid 1,050, now 11, now 11 and a half. 1200, now 12 and a half, now 13. 12 and a half, now 13, now 13 and a half. 13, now 13 and a half. Bid 13 and a half, now 14, now 14 and a half. 1400, now 14 and a half. 14 and a half, now 15. 14 and a half, now 15. Bid 1500, 1450, now 1500. Bid 1500. Sold it. 14 and a half. Sold 14 and a half. My pen's running out.
Give me another one.
Yeah.
Here.
All right. Lot number 92 is going to be the 2002 Nissan Altima. 3 and a quarter, now 3 and a half. 3 and a quarter, yeah, 3 and a half. 3 and a half, now 375. 375, now 400. 400, now 4 and a quarter. 400, I think, can I get 4 and a quarter?
Sorry.
4 and a quarter, now 4 and a half. 4 and a half, now 475. 475, now 500. 475, now 500. 500, 500, now 5 and a quarter. 500, now 5 and a quarter. 5 and a quarter.
Right now.
Sold it. 500. Sold for 500.
She doesn't have any more blue ones.
No, she doesn't. I don't like to do that. Lot number 93 is going to be the 2007 Hyundai Sonata. Lot number 93 is the 2007 Hyundai Sonata. 2 and a half, not 275, not 300. $300 bid, not 3 and a quarter. $300 bid, not 3 and a quarter. 3 and a quarter, not 3 and a half, not 375. 3 and a half, not 375. Bid 375, not 400, not 4 and a quarter. 400 bid, can I get 4 and a quarter? Bid 4 and a quarter. 400, not 4 and a quarter. Sold it. 400. Sold for 400. Lot number 94 is going to be the 2013 Toyota Prius. Lot number 94 is the 2013 Toyota Prius. 1,000, 9,050, 1,050, 9,050, 9,050, 1,100, 11 and a half, 11 and a half, 11 and a half, now 1,200, 11 and a half, now 1,200, now 1,200, now 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, now 13, now 13 and a half, 1,300, now 13 and a half, 13 and a half, 13 and a half, now 14, now 14 and a half, now 15, 14 and a half, now 15, 1,500, 14 and a half, now 15, now 15 and a half, 15, now 15 and a half, 1550, 1500, now 1550, now 1600, now 1600, now 16 and a half, 1600, now 1650, bid 1650, 1600, now 16 and a half, now 17, 16 and a half, now 17, bid 1700, 1650, now 1700, 17, now 17 and a half, 1700, now 17 and a half, bid 1750, 17 and a half, now 18, 17 and a half, now 18, bid 1800, 17 and a half, now 18, 18, now 18 and a half, 1800, now 18 and a half, bid 18 and a half, 1800, now 1850, now 19, 18 and a half, now 19, bid 19, 18 and a half, now 1900, now 19 and a half, 1900, now 19 and a half, bid 19 and a half, 1900, now 19 and a half, now 2000, 19 and a half, now 2000, bid 2000, 1950, now 2000, 2000, now 2000, bid $2,000, now 2050, 2050, now 21, 2050, now 21, bid 2100, 2050, now 21, now 21, now 21 and a half, 2100, now 21 and a half,
Yeah.
bid 21 and a half, 21, now 21 and a half, now 22, 21 and a half, now bid 22, bid 22, 21 and a half, now 22, sold it 21 and a half, sold it 21 and a half. Lot number 95 is going to be the 2013 Ford Fusion. Lot number 95 is the 2013 Ford Fusion. 700, now 7 and a quarter, 7 and a quarter, now 7 and a half, 7 and a quarter, now 7 and a half, now 7 and 5, now 800, now 8 and a quarter, 8 and a quarter, now 8 and a half, 8 and 5, now 900, 8 and 5, now 900, 9 and a quarter, 9 and a half, now 75, 9 75, now 1,000, now 1,050, 1,050, now 1,100, 1,050, now 1,100, now 11 and a half, 1,100, now 11 and a half, now 1,200, now 12 and a half, 1,200, then 12 and a half, 12 and a half, now 13, now 13 and a half, now 14, now 14 and a half, 1,400, now 14 and a half, 14 and a half, now 15, 14 and a half, now 15, then 1,500, now 15 and a half, now 16, 15 and a half, now 16, then 1,600, 15 and a half, now 16, sold it, 15 and a half, sold it for 15 and a half. Lot number 96 is the 2015 Dodge Challenger. Lot number 96 is the 2015 Dodge Challenger. 51, 52, now 53, 52, 53, now 54, 54, now 55, 55, now 56, 55, 56, now 57, 57, now 58, 58, now 59, 59, now 6,000. 6,000, now 6,1, 6,000, 6,2, now 6,3, now 6,4, now 6,5, 6,5, now 6,6, now 6,7, now 6,8, 6,8, now 6,9, 6,9, now 7,000, 7,000, now 7,1, 7,1, now 7,2, 7,2, now 7,3, 7,3, now 7,4, 7,3, now 7,4, then 7,5, now 7,6, 7,6, now 7,7, 7,7, now 7,8, 7,8, now 7,9, now 8,000. 7,9, now 8,000, 8,000, now 8,1, bid 8,1, 8,000, now 8,1, 8,1, now 8,2, 8,100, now 8,200, 82, now 83, 82, 83, bid 8,300, 83, now 84, 8,300, now 84, bid 84, 83, now 84, 84, now 85, 85, now 86, bid 8,600, 85, now 86, 86, now 87, 86, bid 87, 87, now 88, 8,700, now 8,800, bid 8,800, 88, now 89, 8, now 89, bid 89, now 9,000, 89, now 9, 89, bid 9, 9, now 91, 9,000, now 9,100, 91, now 92, 91, bid 92, 9,100, bid 9,200, 9,200, sold it 9,100, sold it 9,100. Lot number 97 is going to be the 2000 2006 Infinity M35. Lot number 97 is the 2006 Infinity M35. 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half. 3 and a quarter for 3 and a half. 3 and a half, now 375. 375, now 400. 375, now 400. 400, 400, now 4 and a quarter, 4 and a quarter, now 4 and a half. 4 and a quarter, now 4 and a half. 425, now 4 and a half, now 475, now 500. 475, now 500. 500, 475, now 500. 500. 500, now 500, $500 bid, now 500. 500, now 500, $500 bid, now 500. 500, now 5 and a half. 525, now 550. 500, got a 5 and a half. Like a 5 and a half on this one. On the Infinity M35. Sold it. 5 and a quarter. Sold it for 5 and a quarter. Lot number 98 is going to be the 2003 Nissan Pathfinder. Lot number 98, 2003 Nissan Pathfinder. 400, now 4 and a quarter. 400, Bitcoin at 4 and a quarter. Bid 4 and a quarter, 400, now 4 and a quarter, 4 and a half, now 475, now 500. 500, now 5 and a quarter. Bid 5 and a quarter, 500, now 5 and a quarter. 500, now 525. Sold it 500. Sold for 500. Lot number 99 is going to be the 2014 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. Lot number 99 is the 2014 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. 3 and a quarter, now 3 and a half. 4 and a quarter, now 4 and a half. 4 and a quarter, now 4 and a half. 4 and a half, now 475, now 500. 475, now 500, now 5 and a quarter, now 5 and a half. 5 and a half, now 575, now 600. 600, now 6 and a quarter. 6 and a quarter, 600, now 6 and a quarter, now 6 and a half. 6 and a quarter, now 6 and a half. 6 and a half, now 675. 675, now 700. Bid 700. 675, now 700. 74, 7 and a half, now 775. 7 and a half, now 775. 775, now 800. 800, now 8 and a quarter. Bid 8 and a quarter. 800, now 8 and a quarter. 8 and a quarter, now 8 and a half, now 875. 900. 900, now 9 and a quarter. 2014. 975, now 1000. Bid 1000. 975, now 1000. Sold it. 975. Sold it 975. Lot number 100 is going to be the 2006 Ford 500. Lot number 100 is going to be the 2006 Ford 500. 275, not 300. 275, bid 300. Bid $300. 275, not 300, not 3 and a quarter. 300 bid, not 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half. 3 and a quarter, but 3 and a half, not 375. 3 and a half, not 375, not 400. 400, not 4 and a quarter. 400 bid, not 4 and a quarter, not 4 and a half. 4 and a quarter, 4 and a half. Bid 4 and a half. 4 and a quarter, not 4 and a half. Sold 4 and a quarter. Sold 4 and a quarter. Line number 101 is going to be the 2017 Jeep Patriot. Line number 101 is the 2017 Jeep Patriot. 5 and a quarter, not 5 and a half. 5 and a half, not 575. 575, not 600, not 6 and a quarter. 6 and a quarter, not 6 and a half, not 675. 6 and a half, not 675. 675, not 700. 675, not 700, not 7 and a quarter, 7 and a half. 7 and a half, not 775. 775. 800, not 8 and a quarter. 8 and a quarter, not 8 and a half, not 875. 8 and a half, not 875. 875, now 900. 900, not 9 and a quarter. 9 and a quarter, not 9 and a half. 9 and a quarter, bid 9 and a half. Bid 9 and a half, now 975, now 1000. 975, now 1000. Bid 1000, now 1050, now 1100, now 11 and a half. 1100, now 11 and a half, now 1200. 11 and a half, now 1200. Bid 1200, 12, 12 and a half, now 13. 13, now 13 and a half. Bid 13 and a half, now 14. 13 and a half, now 14. Bid 1400, 13 and a half, now 14. 14, now 14 and a half, now 15. 14 and a half, now 15. Bid 15, 14 and a half, now 15. Bid 1500, 1450, now 15, now 15 and a half. 1500, now 15 and a half. 15 and a half, now 16, now 16 and a half. 1600, now 16 and a half. Bid 1650, 16 and a half, now 17. Bid 1700, 1650, now 1700, now 17 and a half. 17, now 17 and a half, now 18. 17 and a half, bid 18. Bid 18, 17 and a half, now 18. Now 18 and a half, 1800, now 18 and a half. 18 and a half, now 19. Bid 19, 18 and a half, now 19. Bid $1,900, 1850, now 19. Now 19 and a half, 1900, now 19 and a half. Bid 19 and a half, 1900, now 1950. Now 2000, 1950, now 2000. Mid 2000, sold it 19 and a half. Sold it 19.50. Lot number 102 is going to be the 2007 Chevrolet Tahoe. Lot number 102 is the 2007 Chevrolet Tahoe. 775 now 800. Bid 800. 775 now 800. Bid 800. 775 now 800. Now 8 quarter. 8 quarter now 8 and a half. 8 quarter bid 8 and a half. Bid 8 and a half now 875. 875. 9 and a half. Now 9 and a quarter. 9 and a quarter to 9 and a half. Bid 9 and a half. 9 and a quarter now 9 and a half. 925 now 950 now 975. 9 and a half now 975 now 1000.